is on section 2.5, I can find the percent of change and the percent error. And the percent of change, let's give the formula first. Percent of change is the amount of change, so how much something changed by, divided by the original amount. Then we'll do a few examples. So if it says to find the percent of change, let's say you had a rope that was 30 inches long and now it's 24 inches long. So first we have to find the amount of change. How much did this rope change by? Well, 30 minus 24 will tell us how much it changed by, and then we divide by the original amount. The original length was 30 inches. So 30 minus 24 is 6. So I have 6 over 30. When I do 6 divided by 30, I get 0.2 as a decimal. So 0.2, I have to turn that into a percent. I'm going to move the decimal over twice. So it's 20%, and then I have to say if it's a percent increase or decrease. So from 30 to 24 inches, did I go up or down? I went down, so it's a 20% decrease. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do example B. We're going to find the change from, let's say you had $126 one week, then later you had $150. So first we have to find the amount of change, so 150 minus 126 will give us the amount of change divided by the original. The original amount was $126. So 150 minus 126 is 24. Oops, that should be a 6. Divided by 126. 24, sitting in my calculator. 24 divided by 126 is, whoops, let me check that. 24 divided by 126 is 0.1905 if I round. Then I'm going to move the decimal over twice. So it's about 19.05%. And was this a percent increase or decrease? It was increasing, so it's a 19.05% increase. Okay, then let's go on to percent error. So the formula for percent error is this equals the amount of error divided by the original amount. So if the examples say to find the percent error, it'll look something like this. Let's say you estimate, let's call this example C, you estimate that there are 300 gumballs in a jar. But there are actually 400. I'm actually going to go back and change my formula. A better word here would have been the actual amount, not the original. I'm going to change that to actual. Okay, so it's the amount of error divided by, you can't even see that, the amount of error divided by the actual. So we estimated there were 300 gumballs in a jar. There are actually 400. So to find the amount of error, we're going to do 400 minus 300 divided by the actual, which is 400. So I have 100 divided by 400, which gives me 0.25, which as a percent means I have a 25% error. So I was off by 25% of the actual amount. Let's do another one. Let's say you estimate that The free throw line to the hoop is 13.5 feet. The actual distance is 15 feet. We're going to use this formula again. So I do the amount of error divided by the actual amount. So to find the amount of error, we'll do 15 minus 13.5 over the actual, which is 15. 15 minus 13.5 is 1.5 over 15, which gives me 0.10, which as a percent is 10% error. So we're off by 10% of the actual amount.